Tale of the sale for 19 Coutts Crescent, Collaroy, just sold for $3.3 million. We're going to tell you the story behind the board. Good morning,
Hello.
Biggs.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good. We tracked down the man on the road, the man responsible for putting up the sold sticker, and we're going to interview Bids this morning on tale of the sale for a property that's just got such a good charm to it. A really good
Yes.
family home.
Very much. It's one of those houses that's been held on with family for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
And it was a big decision for them to just pass it on as well. And best part was it went to a different family that will make this their next family home. So it was very interesting.
Yeah. And did they know that? Did they sort of appreciate that in and amongst the negotiation?
Yeah, I think that was one of the factors as well, because since these buyers, since the first day, they came multiple times, of course. And as I was telling them, this was built by the dad, and the two sons and the daughter all lived in the same house. Everyone, was there. It kind of helped them as well because they had sons and daughter as well. So I think they kind of saw that vision. And it was not an average house. Best thing was double brick concrete slabs. Very hard to find these days, and will cost a fortune to build as well.
Let's show you. We're going to show you what you can get for your money in Collaroy these days. So $3.3 million was the sold price. Talk us through it. So the double brick exterior.
Yes, double brick, massive frontage as well, almost 21 meter of frontage, and
Wow.
level block, which was the best bit. And
yeah, that's quite unique in Collaroy, because particularly on Coutts Crescent, because half of the street is elevated and almost built into the side of the hill. Yes, you do get some views from that. You benefit from being sort of built into the rock and a little bit higher, but all of the back gardens, they're all quite steep. They're not level, whereas the flat side of the other side of the street is very flat.
Very true. Like even when going through the street for just to get my knowledge good what's been selling, such a difference between even house from across the road. Because as you mentioned, the lands are pretty steep, so they would have really good views, but it will be a steep driveway and no backyard. We had a bit of view there from the balcony. Not sure if you can see. And yeah, it's all original, very, very well maintained. That's kind of the view. You could see the DY Lagoon, the DY Beach, just the waves coming up. But you have to really look.
Lagoon that side, and then you had sort of beach this side.
The best part is you can go one more level up. That was the best part.
That's true. True. But I love this European frontage.
Yes.
Very European, and the brickwork was phenomenal. I think he was a bricklayer by trade. But yeah, all very sort of vintage. The old sort of steel balcony rail wells there. You've got the living room. Now this is all virtual furniture. So how did that sort of work? Because it was quite an original property and actually needed lots of work inside. Some rooms didn't have carpet. So how did you sort of approach that?
Well, pretty much half the buyers that walked in, like we had a very good price point as well, and half the buyers that walked in kind of raised their hand saying, "Nah, this is too much work for us." They would appreciate the location, the size of the block, everything was perfect. And since it was a full double brick house, for some people, knockdown rebuild was costing too much money. And these guys pretty much they came through at the very initial phase of the campaign, even off market, and they had the nick and the vision to do all the work. So it kind of worked well. They had some experience doing some work, and best part was, I think what really sold them was we went under the house. So there's an actual space under the house where you can actually stand up. And
there's 3.
So technically there's 3 levels, and there were 5 wine barrels in the basement. And best part was it was all concrete, and it was bone dry. That's very hard to find for under the house to be that good and that usable. And I think the buyers just knew that how good the build was, and everything. So I think those were a few other things.
It also had this like salami making shed in the back. This little
It's
thing
everything.
here.
Yes, I had a very good chat with the owners. So they gave me almost an hour tour of the whole house, giving me backstories of everything. So that was
Yeah.
built by the dad as well, because they had a big family, so they could easily fit 20 people in there. And they initially moved from Europe, and back home they used to have like an indoor wood fire oven. They couldn't do
Yep.
it in the house, so the dad built it in the shed at the back,
This is
and
it.
it's a fully
This is what you're
functioning
looking at.
wood fire pizza.
Oh, good. And there you go. There you go. You can see it. Okay,
Yeah,
so there's the
there you
pizza
go.
oven, and obviously that furniture's just been digitally put in, but it gives you a sense of space.
Exactly.
I do think it's really important to note, though, that the virtual furniture in this case worked well because they're such big rooms. The proportions were massive that if you were to go and furnish this place with real furniture, it would be like styling an original sort of really an original house. And they're very contrasting styles, and we've seen it happen before, and sometimes it just doesn't look right. But to style a home of this size, you'd be spending probably about $15,000, like huge amounts of money.
Big money. And I think Richardson did well, because in old homes, every bedrooms are very, very good size.
Yeah, original bathrooms as well. So I think, was there a general consensus as to how much a renovation would cost? What were people sort of saying?
Yes, definitely. Like we knew, going into the campaign it was quite obvious, and we didn't quite hide it as well. Like it was original 70s built home that needed work. Like it was within the family, they had customized for their own needs. Had like 4-bedroom upstairs and 2-bedroom downstairs with second living and kitchen as well. So it was a very, very unique home, and it was one buyer, and they just came in, absolutely loved it, and got it for a very good price, and the owners were happy, they were happy. Just pretty much from one good family to a different one. So it was a very nice, seamless transaction.
Yeah, totally. This is actually the downstairs level, so with the photos. So you're now looking at like a 2-bedroom self-contained space, had its own living area, its own dining area, and a second kitchen. That's all approved, so that was quite handy.
Like even from investors' perspective, so you could get roughly $2,000 to $2,200 rent from one property, because you could have one tenant upstairs and second downstairs.
Yeah, and its own entry.
The separate entrance. Yeah, it's a very good with the photos.
So it was a good floor plan. Great floor plan. And I think that's what the buyer's intentions are. To use that downstairs area for their children, or have it self-contained and then live upstairs. And it's nice. It's a versatile floor plan like that, because if then kids move out or they want to move into the 2-bedroom, you can rent upstairs. Like, you're going to get longevity out of your purchase. A lot of people buy big homes, use it for the purpose they initially buy it for, and then they find themselves stuck with such a big property, and they're like, what do we do with it?
Yeah, that's very true. And I think these guys, because they had their sons and daughters living very close by, this was perfect for them. For investors, this did make sense with good rental return. But when someone has now they emotionally invested, for investor, then the return doesn't make sense, because you have to buy very well to make your money. And this was, I think, a very good buy. Even at we sold it for 3.3 million. I think that was a very good buy. Yeah, it was a very good result. Yeah,
3.3 million. How long on the market?
I think it's 2 weeks overall. In terms of 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. 14 days was pretty good. The open home ran very long because it was as you saw, it was a big floor plan. People needed time to grasp how much there is, and even these buyers, every open home they would come, because they would say every time they come to open home they would see something different, because it was such a big house.
And it was funny, I remember being there once, and you open the front door for one person, and then as you're about to leave, someone else walks in because they're just popping by. It's like that kind of neighborhood. You got people walking by, and nothing ever comes up for sale there, particularly this this solid sort of double brick home that everyone wants to get their foot into the a great street. So it was funny.
And it's a great location as well, because I would just be out in the street chatting with buyers after the open, and as we're chatting, barely any cars pass by. Such a quiet street, like kids could just run around in the street and it would still be safe, but yet you're so close to everything. Like, you're a minute drive to the beach, all the rock pools, shopping centers. Like, it's so close to everything. I think it was really, really good purchase, and anyone I think selling in that street would make a lot of money at this stage, because original house sold for 3.3, a finished product there I think sells for 4 million plus.
Upwards of 4. There you go. There's the upshot. Have a good day, Vids. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. Great having you.
Cheers.